Right, and we are starting. I think we are live. Let's go ahead and we are. Let me go ahead and refresh my web browser here and see if it pops up so I can see chats. 1 second. Here. Oh, that was
Christmas music. I was getting into that. I love Christmas music. They start playing it in about September, and I'm like, yes.
You're exactly like Ashley. Oh my gosh, she loves Christmas. It's crazy.
I shop year-round for Christmas. Sales year-round, okay? Everyone must have a minimum of 5 gifts. That's it. There's no, we're not going to negotiate about that.
I would love to be part of your family on Christmas. I bet you do a big Christmas.
It's cray-cray, yes. I spent over at least 10 grand. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, we better get.
I got to bring in. I'm doing a little something because I got to have some money. I can't be out here poor and spending 10 grand. Woo! And I don't own a credit card, so.
That is fantastic. You don't want to get yourself into that over Christmas for sure. A lot of people do. All right. So welcome in, guys. Wade's Ventures YouTube channel. We already have almost 30 people watching. That's fantastic. And I have got an amazing guest for you guys tonight. Really, it's going to be interesting because she can bring a lot to the table. Both selling on eBay. She's opening up a brick and mortar, so we'll kind of go through that. But let's say hi to a few people in chat. All right, so we have Tony. What is going on? Mr. Pac-Man. Stitch is in here. Alexander is in here. Lisa is in here. Deb, sell quick, ship quick. I always like that name. And we have Sharon, yes. And we have Rusted Raccoon. You guys haven't seen his YouTube channel. Go check it out. What's going on, buddy? All right, so Cindy, welcome in. Almost 40 people now.
Welcome.
You guys
welcome, everyone. Peace and love.
I do that too. I'm like,
I had to do it at least one time.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to have a lot of opportunity for that because I honestly think this is going to be an amazing interview. All right, guys. So those of you who don't know, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and I apologize for last Monday or this Monday, we have guests on here that you wouldn't believe that you probably haven't seen a lot on YouTube yet. And that's the point, is to showcase amazing people in our community. And I've got a fantastic guest for you tonight. So for the next hour, I'm going to ask her a series of questions. Then towards the end, we're going to do a haul video, and then we're going to kind of wrap it up. So let's get started, guys. Without further ado, go ahead and introduce yourself to the crowd here.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ty, also known as Luxehuntress, because I hunt for the luxury. Everyone always wants to know what's up with that name, So it's Lux and then Huntress, because I'm out in the bins and I'm like, don't give me 50 feet, like seriously. They don't mess with me at the bins. I'm part of the family now.
It's so fun. It's so funny because in storage units, because everybody knows I do storage unit buying, like you got to be, when you first show up, you're like that stray dog, and then you're part of the family. That's kind of like that in the bins, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like that. Everybody's kind of, because you don't know who has bad intentions, and you'd be surprised. I can walk off and don't even, I just leave my cart there and someone will be watching after it. Like, I don't have to say anything. It's good to be part of the family. You got to go for a while, at least I'd say month and a half, 2 months, and a lot of it is about, getting to know all the different people. You might not sell fry, but that guy over there loves fry. And so you give him your fry and he gives you Tori when he finds it. So it's a wonderful, magnificent relationship building opportunity.
Well, I was going to say amazing, but Moonlight is taking tabs of how many times I say that tonight. So I love you, Moonlight. That's 2, by the way. All right. So let's get started in this because this hour goes by quick and I've got so many good questions to ask you. So let's get started. The first thing I want to ask you is, and I want to know, are you full-time, part-time? How many platforms are you selling on? Give us a little snapshot about you. Uh-oh. I think we lost her. Let's see. We did lose her. Give her 1 second, guys. This is the first it's ever happened in our interviews. Give me 1 second here. Hello, Grandma Wrinkles. Grandma Wrinkles, you won the light box. Don't worry, guys. She'll be back. Let me just we lost you. Okay. Well, let me fill the dead air why she's getting back here. Guys, if you have any questions, put it in chat. I'll answer it. She'll be back. She just messaged me. I think she got disconnected. All right, Stephanie, what's going on? Guys, welcome in. So I want to tell you I apologize for not being here yesterday. We have another guest tomorrow. She went to the bins. Oh, man. Guys, do you like my nerdy eBay hat and my shirt? I've got it all going today. Wait, are you full-time yet? I will be full-time in 8 days. I'm going full-time April the 4th. The 3rd, sorry. April the 3rd. I'll be full-time reselling. So, and it's gonna be like 80% eBay, 20% Amazon to start. I'll be doing a little bit of Amazon merch. Wade, can't register for eBay Open yet. Do you know what's going on? They said they should have had eBay Open, or eBay Open should be registered or started as of Monday, but I haven't tried to register. Are you going to eBay Open, Stitch? eBay nerd alerts. Yes. Oh gosh, eBay merch. What company do you work for? Oh, that's a good question. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I work in the business industry. I've been there 9 years, and I work for a cell phone company. Someone said May 1st. Okay. Oh, give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. Oh, I'm just inviting her back, guys. I wasn't prepared for a drop here. Let's see. There we go. And I think we got her.
Oh, whoa. Sorry, guys. I live on an island. My bad. I think we just had like a little like, ooh.
I was
like 5 minutes for my internet to come back up.
I was like,
beautiful out here though, but I don't know if YouTube's gonna be my thing. You know, I'm hanging up on people and stuff.
No.
My bad.
You're fine.
Okay. So we're back.
We're back. Okay. So I was in the process of asking you an amazing question, and we have a few other questions. But do you claim all your generous super chats on your taxes? Real quick, crazy. You do. YouTube will send you all you need for your taxes, so you can fill out those taxes at the end of the year. And I believe they cover super chats. But remember, guys, I've only been going hot and heavy on YouTube for a few months now. So, all right. So let's get back into this interview. Yay for internet. All right. So full-time, part-time. Give us a snapshot of your life you're selling.
I am full-time. Full-time. When I say full-time, I'm usually up at about 9:30 and I go to bed at about 3 or 4.
So she sent me a message on Instagram, guys, and it was like 5 something in the morning. She's like, I'm going to bed. And I was like, just getting up. I'm like, holy cow, you've been working that whole time?
Yep. I've been working that whole time.
How long have you been full-time?
I've been full-time for about 3 years now. I started eBay back in 2002. This was before Poshmark, Tradesy, any of those were even a thought. eBay was the thing, you know. Mm-hmm. There wasn't really anybody else. I think kind of OfferUp and I Offer was one that came along that was kind of rivaling, but they let the foreign, like the fake foreigners, get the best of them. So we don't know what happened to iOffer. They went the way of what was that? MySpace.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we all know what happened there.
Yeah. Just.
So how long have you been? Were you like you were here back before they started doing PayPal, right?
Yes, I was. I was around when when everything was kind of going downhill with PayPal too. I saw those ups and downs, and the insecurities that, you know, just sellers had, because I remember one time I had $13,000 frozen. I couldn't get it out. PayPal, you know, had some freeze on it for some reason. And you're like, how is it that these people can hold 13,000 of my money instead of just the one little part that's affecting, you know, like it used to be really just something else. And it was crazy because it was like, it was so easy for, you know, those foreign countries to scam you, but not easy for you to do anything. But I was scammed once, and then that's when I took a long break away from eBay and PayPal and all that.
And now you're back crushing it, working long hours.
Yes, because it's just me. I don't like to share my money. And when I have, you know, in my free time, all I do is work. And when I've had enough, then I go do something. I take lots of trips, at least twice a month. And I love what I do. I mean, come on, like that feeling, like, you know, like whether I'm sourcing on the internet or I'm going out and hunting for something or going to a garage sale, I'm just like, I love finding something and selling it to someone who's going to appreciate it. You know, it's like so fun. And you make money doing it. I make money to shop. What?
You know, I hear that all the time. And it's like hits all points, right? Like you get to shop, you get to find stuff that's amazing. You get to sell it, and you get to make money.
Right.
And it's just really, really cool. So about like where are you currently living at? And the reason I asked that is I kind of want to know like what's around you, because I know some places don't have Ross Dress for Lesses. You know, some places
live in the San Juan Islands, and there's no Ross Dress for Less. There's none of those stores. All of the stores here on my particular island are mom and pops, including mine that I'm about to open. They're people that you know around the community. I think the biggest name brand store we got is maybe Ace Hardware.
Wow.
And it's like in a little, it looks like a house, but it's like really big on the inside. It's like a TARDIS, right? Any Doctor Who fans out there? I'm crazy girl. Like I am a TARDIS during you know, like I dress up as a human TARDIS during the October months. Yeah, it's me and Doctor Who are just
That is amazing. So you're literally on an island.
Yes, I live on an island with a lot of people that have a lot of money.
Well, that's if you're on an island, that's the best case scenario, right?
Yeah, right. And it's like, where's the one thrift store? You know, like.
Yep. So
amazing.
So I've never had a guest that's lived and worked on the island before. So that's amazing. And tell us a little bit about you're opening up a brick and mortar. Tell us a little bit about like the process of doing that. Like what made you decide to open one, and kind of like what's a few struggles and a few pluses?
Well, the reason why I decided to go ahead and open a store is because right now, I mean, for me, it's all about starting something before you're even ready. So, you know, I knew that I eventually wanted to start, you know, wanted to get a brick and mortar, but I just didn't know when. But at the same time, I live on an island where people stay in their stores for 30 years. And when it comes up, you grab it, you know, when you get a good opportunity. And where I am is right across where they do all the festivals for when the island lights up for the summer. There's only 4,000 of us during the year. And then you can just imagine in the summertime, it's crazy. So the bulk of the people make their money in 5 months. They're closed 3 and kind of slow the rest of the month. So
now that's interesting. So it's going to be super busy for you guys. Yeah. And then it's going to be slow. That's kind of where eBay's kicking in. Or is eBay, like, what's the percentage do you think? I know that you're just opening it up. And I saw some pictures, I believe, on Instagram. I could be wrong. But are you like, what's the percentage do you think it's going to be? Like, do you think eBay is going to be primarily most of the income? Or would you say it's brick and mortar?
Well, you got to understand, like, this is the main island that I live on. And so everyone comes here. And so we're talking about shops making over 150 grand during the busy months, just because, just because, you know, I mean, when I say it's busy. And those are the only shops. And these are the islands. So, you know, like me particularly, I like to I'd like to sell bathing suits because I can't ever find a bathing suit around here. There's no, so I'm going to answer that. I'm going to have colorful things and bathing suits. Everything's going to be new. It's going to be all super bougie, but you know, anybody can come in there. It's like, hello, ma'am, would you like some champagne? But you know, you just got, you know, out of the farm or something, you know, like, you know, we want you to feel at home. I mean, maybe some strawberries. I don't drink, but you know,
I don't drink.
We're going to be major bougie, but nice.
Mm-hmm. We had Catherine said, finally made it to one of your live shows. You picked a great live show to make it first time live. And so, all right.
Nice.
Been reselling
Thank
since
you.
Been reselling since 2002,
Mm-hmm.
off and on, primarily full time on an island, opening up your own brick and mortar. What else do we not know?
I also went to college for fashion design. I have a bachelor's in fashion design. So then there's that. I went to college. I went to the Art Institute of Dallas for 3 years, and got my associates, and I had so many credits. They said, hey, if you go to school for 8 more, you know, 7, I think three quarters, so 7 months, you go to school for 7 more months, you'll have your bachelor's. And I said, let's do it. So I went, got my bachelor's, and right now, currently, I am actually developing a clothing line. So I just came back from LA and decided I'm not going to do that. I actually am going over to Asia because I was really against the idea at first of going to China, having anything to do with China, because I didn't want little 8-year-olds making my clothing. So I have an Asian friend that's actually from China. He's going to go with me and assist me and going to the different manufacturers and seeing what their conditions are, because it is important to me. But my dream requires me to make my line affordable. And unfortunately, I've been to 3 places here in America, and it's like, instead of paying $5 for a garment, I'm going to pay $25. And I mean, what am I supposed to charge the people who are wearing it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and not only that, but you can probably sleep better at night knowing that, you know, it isn't young ones making it. So that's really cool of you. And not only that, but how do you have the time? Like, how do you make, like, no wonder you're working until 4 or 5 in the morning, you know?
Yeah. Well, I give myself absolute time. So Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays, I'm off. Amazingly, I do all my weekend shipping when I wake up on Monday morning. That's like, if you called me Monday, I'm going to answer, but I'm going to be doing like 7 or 8 things, because I give myself that, you know, okay, I've been like going. I now have to stop, maybe go shopping, hang out with some friends, and go to my book club. I feel like an 80-year-old lady. I go to a book club. I like science. I listen to rap. And I mean, what kind of Black girl am I? Like,
do you, where are you sourcing on this island? What's a few places you source at?
There's actually only one place I go here on the island. And it's kind of like it's called The Exchange. And it's basically a place where people just come and they bring their things, and you know, you can just go in there and be like, oh, I'll give you $1 for this St. John top, you know? So now they have it to where you can fill up the whole back. They have like a mini bin, and of course there's like nobody there. So I'm like, so, you know, I'm like, somebody comes in the little room and I'm like, you know, you're on my territory. And so, you know, I go through it and you fill the bag, and I usually can get about 30 things in there. One time I got a big $500 J. Crew coat, and I just, and wow. I took the belt and wrapped it around it, and I ended up getting like 22 more things in there, and they're all, you know, Prada, you know, St. John, you know. I'm just like, you know, they said everything you can get in the bag, so sometimes I walk out with 3 and 4 bags. So that's the only place I go here on the island.
Barry said, are your shipping costs outrageous?
My shipping costs are not outrageous. We have the same shipping, actually, because what happens is all of our mail goes out the same day as yours would. The only thing is that our mail has to cross over the water. So our post office, actually, you know how your post office closes at 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock? Ours actually close at 3, because they have to take it across the water. And so everything has we get Amazon Prime here and everything. I mean, it's just amazing that Amazon Prime, right? I like order it and it's like next day and I'm like, I bet you can't. And then it comes, oh, okay. All right.
It's not like a pizza, you know, you go some pizza places and they're like, hey, if we don't get it to you in like 15 minutes, it's free.
Right. Yeah.
Not, it won't work for that, but.
Right. And then it snows and then everything's screwed up. But, you know, like, I think that living here has allowed me to focus more because, you know, the trees and the people and the good food and the good eating and just the laughs. And I'm from the South and everyone thinks, you know, the South's so friendly, but I'm from the South. And I think, you know, sometimes you have to go other places to find your happiness. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely a Northwestern person.
So that's, I think it kind of helps you too, because you know, you don't necessarily have a ton of sourcing opportunities. So you really have to be selective.
Right. Yeah. I source online too. I have a 45-minute to an hour ferry ride. And then I can drive to Seattle, which is about an hour and 20 minutes. So if I leave here, usually I leave here at 6 a.m. Actually, I have to leave here at 5:30 to catch the 7 o'clock ferry. You've got to be there 30 minutes before the ferry. So I've got to be there at 6:30. So I got to be up at 5:30 to even, you know, get ready to get there. And then that puts me over there at about 8:30 because they in the early morning boat, they go to every single stop, which is 3 islands. So it takes a little longer, that first boat. So it's actually about an hour and a half. So you get there almost 9 o'clock, and then I have to drive to Seattle. So I'm usually to Seattle at about 10:20. And then after, you know, doing that, I go to the bins. And then, you know, if the bins aren't doing well, I head down the Salvation Army. And after Salvation Army, I'll hit up Lifelong and I'll do some Value Village. You know, I hit them all.
Do you ever hang out with Nicole up there in Seattle? I know she goes quite a bit.
Nicole is in Portland.
Well, yeah. I know she goes to Seattle bins.
Yeah, she goes to Seattle. I actually haven't been able to join them. Her last time she came, I don't even think we knew each other like that. Like we knew of, and like immediately after we met each other, we're like, oh, we're sisters. You know, like I just love her. She's just awesome. Her energy is nice and smooth.
She is amazing. We've got a couple good stuff. I appreciate you joining the live chat, buddy. Really good Instagram if you guys want to follow him. And we have a couple questions. So Pac-Man says, how big is your store? How many items do you have in your eBay currently?
Well, I have 4 eBay stores actually, which explains the craziness. I have 4 eBay stores and 3 eBay stores, and 4 Poshmarks. Because I have a social media Poshmark, a main Poshmark, a women's, and a children's Poshmark. So the Poshmark that you see, I use mainly for social purposes to kind of, have a little social page, show some of my style. But I love organic numbers, especially with eBay. You got to really be careful with the more popular you get on social media, the more people you're going to have come into your store. And that's going to affect your numbers, and it's going to give you actually fake numbers. And so you're not going to know who the real customers are and who are the people who are visiting you being nosy because they're trying to learn how you do things. So for the most part, I've chosen to keep my eBay kind of to myself. But in my largest store, I probably have about 6,000. So.
Wow. Yeah. We have
my smallest store, I think 72, because I'm trying to get that one at top seller. So I'm the rules are changing with eBay. So I'm trying to get, on that account, I'm trying to make that, the free shipping and kind of like having a control, doing it like a little experiment, because I'm not a free shipping girl. Ain't nothing free.
We have some amazing stuff. So we have Fade says, or Faded says, I can't even remember my password to one account, let alone 7 eBay stores.
3 eBay stores. 3.
Yeah, I think he was referring to Poshmark.
4 Posh. So yeah, but don't forget, I also have Tradesy. I have Poshmark, Mercari, and those are the ones I am on a lot. And then I do ThreadUp. I donate to I send things that maybe I regret buying to ThreadUp, and they actually buy them from you. I've touched on Depop and Vinted, but by the time it gets there, it's already gone. It's been sold somewhere else. So I don't even bother with them no more.
Yeah, go on. Give us a little hints about the way that you use. What you said it was threaded, right?
Which one?
You send it in. They pay for the items.
Yes, thread up. Well, they send you. I just got one. Oh, it's actually here.
Nice.
Okay,
Let's see it.
This little bag. This is one of them I just got. This little huge bag. As you can see, it's huge. It's like I could crawl into this. My bottom half, because you know I'm a big girl. So my whole bottom half will fit in there. So they send you this bag, and I do the rolly thing. I can usually get 200 items in this. Believe it or not, 200. And I order. I like to send. I like to send at least 1,000 things over to them. I actually send things over to the Real as well. The Real, they send you a shipping label, and I print mine out on these little things because they come out my Rolo and then they stick on one side, and then I could just like put it on the box. So I love these things.
So tell us a little bit about that for people that don't know about that. Like, so you send stuff in, they send you a check for the item?
Well, on ThreadUp, they give you a range of, we're going to give you $1 to $7 on your items based on what you tell them you have. And then they'll either, when you're going to check out to get your bag, it asks you, whatever we don't buy from you, what would you like us to do with it? Would you like us to send it back to you? Or which is going to cost you $16. Cost me $16. I don't know what it's going to cost anybody else. Or we can donate it. So they either donate it or whatever they don't want, or they send it back to you at your request, but you have to pay for it. For the Real, it's the same way, except whatever you send them, if they don't want something, they just automatically send it back to you at your request. It doesn't cost you anything, to get it sent back. And that's a higher end. ThreadUp is more like Anthropologie, Victoria's Secret Pink. The Real is like, Burberry, Prada, Gucci. They have Lululemon on there. All the big, anything that you think is going to be like real designer, it's going to go on the Real, which I love all of those. So
you are a wealth of knowledge. And that's what I'm trying to dig out of you right now, because I would love to.
My little, I don't know if you can see them. So it says, hold up, sorry. So this says money. You see that?
Wait, hold on. Let me stop talking.
Money. Okay. Dang. Anyway, so I got from my favorite to my least favorite. So I have eBay, Tradesy, Poshmark, Mercari, the Real, ThreadUp, Vestiaire, Depop, and Vinted. So those are all the apps I sell on, and I tend to have like a couple of stores on each one because I have a second page that has like Etsy and Let Go and OfferUp, Kitizen, Shoptiques. So there's a lot of ways to make money. That's for sure.
You are hustling out there. And so people are asking, so all these Poshmark and eBay, are you cross-posting, or are you just doing, items to the store? Are they not cross-posted, or your items cross-posted?
I cross-post some things, like in my social media account for my Poshmark, I cross-list that to stuff, to places like Tradesy and to eBay as well. And a lot of people get annoyed because they might go on Poshmark and it'll be $69, but then when they go on eBay, it's $79 with offer. When you're selling, you have to learn, and you start to learn that different fees and different people affect what you're gonna get out of. Like I can sell Lululemon for $20 on Poshmark, but take it on Tradesy and it'll sell for $35. So where do you think I'm gonna put it first? I'm going to place it where it's going to make me the most money.
Yep. And I think that's, have you ever, like, how many items would you say you're listing per day on the different platforms that you have, both Poshmark and eBay?
Well, right now I'm trying to list 100 a day, and that's by myself. So as you can imagine, I have a process that I go through, and I go through the process of 10 times at least a day, which is I pick out 10 things, I steam them, I, make I look at them, make any corrections. If there's a thread out of place or there's a stain or there's anything, I take care of that. I'll photograph it. I look it over again. After I photograph it, I wrap it up. And when I wrap it up, I put it in these little bags with an inventory number on it. And so the reason I keep them clear like this, I don't pre-package anything because I can't tell you how much of these nice, expensive things I've had to open and get rid of because someone wants to know what they want to see a picture of the heel height. They don't want you to just tell them, they want to see a picture. So now you got to take it out and you got to undo all that. So I keep it in these, and plus my poly mailers are themed. So if it's Christmas, I like to have Christmas poly mailers. If it's Thanksgiving, I'm gonna have some turkeys on it. If it's Valentine's, it's gonna be hearts all over it. I like to match. So
you love your holidays, just like Ashley, my wife. She loves the holidays,
especially Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get in my way about Christmas.
Hey, you just remember this guy on Christmas, okay? I need a couple more of these hats.
I got you.
So tell me a little bit about, are you only selling women's clothing? Are you selling men's clothing? And then I've got like 5 questions to ask you too that people are asking. So
okay,
by the way, guys,
I sell everything from, I don't care if it's jewelry, men's clothing, women's clothing. I will sell a Dremel saw, honey. I do not care. A rod and lawnmower. If it's gonna sell, if it's something I can, make some money off of, I'm probably gonna sell it. Like I don't care. My grandma she knows not to give me anything because it's going on eBay. I know you just don't put this on eBay, but I wanted you to have it. And I'm like, yes, that's my grandma.
What?
You can call me.
So let's answer some of these questions, and then I've got some more questions for you. So Barry says, "Holy cow, 100 items per day. That's amazing. Any hacks to list faster since you do quite a bit?"
Well, I'm one of those people that I have to see progress. I think that if you don't have to see progress, then you should do one step at a time. So when you're doing something, you want to steam all of the clothes at one time and then move on to the next step and then the next step. It just so happens I like to do 10 at a time because I like to get 10 listed. That gives me more of an opportunity of selling something for the night. I'm all about making money, so I'm going to, go that way. If I can get 50 things on versus getting 20 on because I took all day steaming, who knows what makes you do things longer than normal. But for me, it's like if I do something for too long, I'm bored. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I start chewing Doritos and watching criminal investigation shows, and it's just a bad thing. So I need structure, and I have to see progress. So I want to see things getting loaded on, because if you don't have it on, it's not selling. And even though I have so many items listed, I have literally thousands that aren't. So
now, how are you attacking social media? Like, I know some people have to take a break from social media because it distracts them. Does social media distract you?
I hop on social media and hop off as I please. It's not really become a huge part of my life. It's changed my life in so many ways. And so all the information that you're learning, you want to go out and test it. You want to go out and see, and you want to get better, right? So you start taking all this time, because all the other time you're spending watching YouTube videos, listening to friends, going out sourcing, and so I'm learning how to juggle the social media, but it definitely has enriched my life so much that's part of the problem, is that I started here, now I'm way up here because of all the wonderful, beautiful information that so many Instagrammers have posted, just like for free.
Now, this brings me into a question. But before I ask this, we have Stitch asked, how did you end up on an island?
Oh, it was a man. It's always a man. He was like, hey, come and visit me at my house. I met him, in Seattle. I was on vacation. He's like, oh yeah, I live on an island. And I'm like, an island? There's no island around here. Black girl in that regard. I mean, island. I didn't know there was no island that was still, United States. I didn't know all this. So I was like, what in the world, an island? So I came and like immediately when I stepped onto the island, I was like, oh my gosh, like it was like a spiritual awakening. I was like, this is home for me. And I think a lot of people have that. It's like you go to a place and it just feels like somewhere that can motivate you and give you inspiration so that you can do better in your life, because that was important for me is getting out of the place that I had been for so long and proving to myself that I could be better, you know. And I've had so much, I definitely didn't do it by myself. I've had a lot of help, indirectly. I listen well, and people tell me something and I go research it and I just go at it, like I think I went in this antique mall one time with my son, and I ended up opening a shop in there. We went in to look for crystals, and they were like, "Yeah, it's only $60 to have a space." I'm like, "I like to redo furniture. I should put some furniture in here." And I did, and I ended up with a 10 by 20 space in the front of the antique mall. And I had that store for 3 years, and I refinished things and went out to auctions, and I had time. People, all people from different walks of life went to storage units. So I've had that part, kind of like what you do. I had that little chunk of my life too. Storage units hold a special place for me. I mean, the love you feel when you open up a storage unit and it smells like rats, but you still want the junk,
You are. You are complete. I've got, this may run over an hour, but I'll try to get as quick because we're getting so many awesome questions here. We have I think you've said this, but real quick, actually, I just like you take feedback. I take feedback too. A lot of my viewers are like, hey, I joined early. Can you please just give like a 30-second who you are so those that just joined can get a little snapshot?
Sure. I'm Ty. Also known as Luxehuntress on Instagram. I kind of feel like I'm filling out a dating profile. Hi, I'm Ty, and I'm from Long Island, New York. And, like, hey, y'all, I'm here. I'm Ty. I'm on the internet, and this is cool. Yeah. Welcome.
Oh, okay. So
it's awkward after a minute. You're like, oh, and I like Teletubbies and Doctor Who on the weekends with popcorn alone on my couch.
Oh my gosh. Barry says, I'm in love with this woman. Barry is amazing. He won one of my light boxes.
Nice.
Let's see here. So, all right. Tell me a little bit about your life. I like to dig in. So brothers, sisters, like tell me a little bit about you and your immediate and extended family.
Okay. Well, I have all together, because I think culturally, Black people, we don't say half. A lot of, like shocks us when people say, oh, this is my half brother. We're like, we don't have halves. If our mothers and our fathers' sperms touched in some manner in eggs, we sister and brother, right? So I've got like 8 or 9 brothers and 3 sisters.
What do they think about your reselling?
They think it's awesome. They all call me and ask me for money, and I'm like, y'all coming to work during the summer? Sign the contract. I mean, you can't have no money unless No, they all think it's kind of crazy how my life has been, because it's like completely different than everyone else's. I'm a Capricorn. I'm actually on the cusp, so I'm a Capricorn and a Sagittarius at the same time. So I'm very serious, but I like to party too, which means like most of the time I'm focused, and then like when it's time for me to have fun, I'm like, y'all want to fly to Vegas for the weekend? Like totally like it's always, oh, let's go to Italy for 5 days. I've had enough of this listing stuff,
Especially when you list 100 a day.
Yeah. That's about where I'm trying. I'm at about, 82 was what I listed yesterday. So
that's amazing. Now, are you going to be going to eBay Open?
I am. If I can get a ticket, I've been asking around, kind of keeping, tabs on, who's going and when the tickets are being sold. I've already got my plane tickets actually.
Yep.
I've got my plane tickets actually. I'm going out. I'm leaving on Monday, I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at my plane ticket. I'm leaving on Monday and I'm coming back Friday. So I'm coming the day before eBay open and leaving the day after.
So those of you who are going to eBay Open or thinking about going to eBay Open, put 1 in chat. And the reason I like to do this is I kind of like to gauge how many people are considering on going. So
I leave on Monday, July 23rd. Get back July 27th.
I'm gonna have to buy you a drink at Vegas.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I mean, I love actually meeting the people. You know, a lot of people get behind the whole internet thing, you know, but the meeting the people, you know, feeling their energy and being around them is like some of them, it's like the best thing ever because, you know, when they're hustlers, you know, I believe in energy. And it's like when people get close to you, they rub off on you. So just give me all of those hustlers. I want all the hustlers around me.
I can see their energies
just like Highlander.
Well,
you guys that are old enough to remember Highlander, I was like a kid, like every week. I'm like major sci-fi, like don't even know where that came from, but yeah.
Yeah, no, or like the Power Rangers, all our powers combined.
Yes, I know all the words to the theme song. Yep.
How has reselling changed your life? Get deep. I'm curious. Like, how's the fact that like you can sell something, make money, and not have like a corporate job? How has that changed your life?
Well, for me, it was particularly important that I pretty much knew out of high school that I couldn't work for anybody. Like, I'm a person that stands up for people when something's going wrong. And if I see a manager speaking wrong to an employee, I'm going to say something and I'm going to get fired. And then I'm not going to care. And then I'm going to be poor eating ramen noodles late on my rent, right? So I decided, you know, I've got to do something. You know, I was married for, I'm actually no longer married. I was married for 7 years and he was head of household, made all the money, you know, brought in about 150 grand a year. So there was really no need for me to have a job. But then we ended up getting a divorce around the time my kids were about 6 and 7. And so that was really, you know, it was really important to me that I be able to stay home. It was almost like if I could bring in the money, support my kids, then I could stay home. And it was almost to me, I know maybe this is not true, but to me, it was if I can be there and I can support them in whatever they want to do, maybe somehow that'll make up for, you know, not having mommy and daddy in the same home. And what I found out is it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. And their dad loves them just as much as I do. So we have 50-50 custody. And we've changed our schedules so many times to accommodate me because, you know, I get these different things that I go after, whether I'm opening up a store or I've never been afraid. I'm just like, ooh, there's an opportunity to make some mad, crazy money. I'm in. So, you know, like I've always had these crazy schedules and he's the best dad ever. He's worked with me. We, you know, I actually have the kids 14 more days than he does, but it just the way it is, it's not traditional. And for a while that really, really got to me, you know, like I wanted my kids all the time, but I knew that he loved them just as much. So he gets his half of the time and I get mine. And although I don't take them to school and I don't do that, we spend our, you know, 3 months in the summer together and every holiday. And I go to Texas once a month. I have a place there. So I had to be able to support being able to fly back and forth twice a month and having a residence in both places, wherever I am in Texas. And anytime my kids have something that they are doing, whether it be a really important track meet or all region, I get on the plane and I may be there for a day, but I get on the plane and I fly there, do the whole drive back, get on the ferry, cross back, come over here thing. I love the freedom that it's given me to be able to be with my kids for the amount of time, you know, just as much as their dad, and for it to be, you know, like, I mean, the fun times really, you know, like I get them and we're going on cruises and, you know, we're going out of the country. And so it's, you know, we get to do a lot of cool things together. And their dad is like the go to college one. He's like, go to college. And I'm like you know, I'm going to show you how to make money now. My kids, even though even though they're in my name, my kids have accounts. I won't say which platforms because people will be hating. Come find me. You ain't never gonna affect my money or my kids' money. But so they have their own stores. They bring in a few little dollars. And so I'm hoping this summer to get them at about $1,000 a month. So,
you know what? I think it's so cool that you do this because it teaches them the value of a dollar, like to buy something, under market value and sell something for over market value or market value and make that money. I think it's really cool. And like, tell me if I'm wrong, but back when we were kids, or at least back when I was a kid, because I'm 32 now.
Yeah, we're same. I'm 30. I'm 34, so we're right there.
We're right there.
I saw some. If you're between 94 and 83 and 94, you're like, okay, everything before was drug addicts and everything after was something. I was like, yes, I'm in the grace period.
I'm in the grace period.
Yeah, so 34, 32. Okay.
Yep. I just like back when we were kids, like it wasn't necessarily cool to be entrepreneurs. And I think now it is,
Yeah. I was supposed to become a lawyer. I took every AP test there was. I scored 5s on all the AP tests, and I went. I didn't have to take all the prereq courses because when you score a 5 on the AP test, you don't have to take like math, English, all that because you scored a 5. So I was supposed to. I did the SMU thing for. I actually got in the law program 1.5 years. Into you're supposed to wait 2 years, but I was in there 1.5 years, and I was there for 3 months, and I was like, this is not going to be what I do. And I went right across the street to the Art Institute and went to school there. So
you're educated. You've done a lot, and I think it probably helps you in your business. And if I can get one thing from you, it's like drive and energy. You have a lot of drive and energy.
Yeah, definitely. Because I come from a place of like, seeing, lights being cut off. The only time you have furniture is when your mom got income tax, and then like 2 months later, she's selling the furniture. That might have been where I got the start there. I'm like, wait a minute, you can buy something during tax time, and then I've just had a really serious, hard life, but I'm I've always thought I was weird because no matter what's happened to me, I just kind of feel like I'm outside of my body and I'm looking at it and I'm observing it and I'm going, okay, what did I do there? How can this be different next time? And I literally learn from it and never do it again, type of thing. And then that's one thing I'm glad that I have is that I've seen, kind of what my own parents were going through. I knew I wasn't going to do drugs. Not including weed. Weed ain't a drug, is it? And so I knew I was never going to do drugs. So I've never did shrooms or psychedelic. I don't even know what the names of them are. I got drugged one time, though, and I had to go to the hospital, and they had to pump my stomach. Wow. Someone put GHB and a drink that I went to go support my cousin for a modeling thing she had. I was taking all her pictures for her, and someone laced my drink, and I'm allergic to it. And so my throat closed up and I was puking everywhere. I almost died, literally. And so yeah, that was a bad experience. But if something like that happens to you, you're definitely like, I ain't never trying no drugs. But just seeing the effects that it had on not just my parents, but my family members' lives, just like the misery and the, not knowing where your next food was gonna come from and, being on welfare and, like just a lot of like crazy stuff. And still being able to come out of that and want to do something for yourself is a big deal for me because, there's literally people always say, why do those people not do better in life? Well, you're surrounded by people who are doing the same damn nothing. How are you supposed to gain inspiration? And the way I did it was just having my eyes open. I never did feel like I was part of any of that. And I just paid attention and I was like, I don't want that to happen to me. What can I do to? So I literally graduated. I stuffed my car full of stuff and I took off at 4:00 in the morning. I got to Dallas, I think like 8:00. And I didn't look back. I was like, peace.
Well, if there's, we got one question, then I'll ask this, but if there's one thing that you can that you can tell your younger self in that stage, what would it be?
I would definitely say skip all the stuff you were only doing to make people happy and do what you love. Because in the end, that's gonna I always call it accidental money. You know, I love to shop, but if you could have told me when I was married and getting myself into credit card debt, which is why I don't have credit cards now. I don't believe in credit cards. I pay cash for everything, including my, houses, cars, whatever. I pay cash. So if I can't pay cash for it, I don't need it. If I want a Tesla, I pay cash.
I want a Tesla.
Yeah. They have. I saw 2013 for 39,000. They're finally getting. We don't never get anything new. We're gonna try to get a good deal. So I might be. You know what I'm saying? But I want my car to drive itself. I think the new ones actually like drive you or something. Like my family thinks I'm crazy. They said I'm gonna go off one of the cliffs here.
Let's hope not. I mean, because I don't know a lot about that, but I think you have to put your thumbprint on the new Teslas, and then they only do highways. They don't do like in the cities yet. But
that's good.
Yeah. So Catherine said, what part of the South were you from?
I'm from Northwest Arkansas. I'm from a town called Fort Smith. It takes about 30 minutes to get to Fayetteville, which is pretty much what everybody knows about Arkansas. Ooh, Pixie, So it's in the Northwest Arkansas, just like we're in the Northwest, you and me. Mm-hmm. It's in the Northwest part of Arkansas. And I'm from Fort Smith, so there's literally a bridge that goes from Fort Smith over to Oklahoma, to Moffett and Roland, Oklahoma. So it connects us, Oklahoma, Arkansas. So I'm in the Arkansas-Oklahoma corridor, basically in the middle of the United States. Trailer Trash USA. It's true. Everything you heard about Arkansas is true. But there are wonderful, great people there too. But it's funny, like states have their thing, like the no teeth and the barefoot, yeah, and the siblings, like, the family members like marrying each other and stuff. Yeah, that's all true. It's all true.
So, I asked this question. I think it's going to really help our audience, and I try to pull nuggets because remember. I want to bring these shows Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays of just people that aren't on social media or aren't on YouTube on a daily basis out, because I think there's a lot that you guys can teach and we can learn from. But how has social media changed your life for reselling? Like I want to know, like how is like pulling up Instagram and YouTube, and like how in general has social media changed your life?
Social media changed my life huge because I was making about a year and a half ago. I was probably making $4,500 a month, maybe. Sometimes I also had an Airbnb, so I was making $4,000 with that. So I've always had hustles all over the place. But now I'm probably like 8 or 9 times more that a month, just from being on social media. Like before I was going to, like, let me tell you something, like something I was doing. I was going to Goodwill on Monday. Monday they have the huge sale. So it's like $1 whatever for blue tags, or $1. I think ours is $1.67 for blue tags, or whatever color it is for the week. So you go there and you find free people with tags on it, shimmery stuff, maybe, some really, really awesome stuff that'll get you, $30 profit. My ASP has been high for a long time, So, so then someone was telling me, you need to go to the bins. You need to go to the bins. And I was like, what's the bins? And they explained it to me. And this is what, actually going out in the field can do for you. People just like volunteer stuff. And this lady I was shopping with was like, have you ever been to the bins on 6th? And I was like, what's that? She was like, oh, it's Goodwill. You just go there and you dig and you fill up a bag and it's like per pound. And I'm like, that sounds nasty. That area is just, So I went and I had gloves the first day. I mean, I was looking like, like I was hazmat up in there. So, I went in there and I was like instantly like, oh my God, it's like a giant garage sale. Like there's shoes, there's clothes, there's Dyson vacuum cleaners, there's strollers, there's microwave ovens, furniture. I'm like, oh my God, where I go first? Oh my God. I'm in there. I'm pulling out panties with I don't know what they got on them. And then there's Lulu. Woo! It was just amazingly gross, And from that moment, I knew my life was gonna change because I was able to get literally 2 carts full for $50. I make that on one item, but to have 200 of those in one cart, are you serious? Like Victoria's Secret Pink, that stuff is like a good $40. Lululemon for me is a good $30, and I'm paying 20 cents, 80 cents, just crazy low prices, then my life changed because then I started moving bulk of the same awesome things that I was already getting.
And because I know that you've been reselling for a while, but you really only been on social media for about a year or so.
Yeah.
And and I hope that everybody that's watching this, in the description, I'll put her Instagram and also her YouTube. Tell us a little bit about YouTube for you. Like, are you planning on possibly doing YouTube? Like, what's your goals for that?
I haven't even thought about it. I did grab the YouTube Luxehuntress, which matches my Instagram, and soon to match my Poshmark. My Poshmark is Luxus right now, but I actually went and got Luxehuntress, and so they're gonna do a switcheroo with them. So it should change in a few days too. I really don't have a lot of goals, but to just share just little tips and tricks that I found throughout the years, because I've literally seen these companies evolve and come into play. I mean, I've been reselling since 2002. And so a lot of these companies, have like changed greatly. eBay being the changes I've seen eBay go through. And now with another change with the system that they're changing their payment system pretty soon, which is like, they convinced us that PayPal, we couldn't make sales if we didn't have PayPal back in the day. Nobody trusts you. They had people thinking a bomb was going to go off in the room if they didn't have PayPal. You were not going to get your package. It was not going to show up. I mean, the marketing that they did for PayPal was genius because everybody had to have it. And if you didn't, you were an outcast. So, I mean, everything has changed. And now they're about to get rid of PayPal. So it's like, PayPal just got this awesome feature where I can transfer it to my card for 25 cents. You're going to get rid of it now? Like, it took them almost 20 years of my life to get this feature. And now you're going to get rid of them.
So tell us a little bit about, like, I know that I always ask, like, do you have any tips, tricks, hacks for reselling? It could be anything, right? Sourcing, listing. But I know you have a few of them. Like, give us some gold nuggets here. Like, any tips, tricks, hacks, anything to make your life as a reseller better?
Well, I am on an island, so I have been kind of forced to adapt a little bit. And one of the things that I do is I source online, and I think I was telling you a little bit about that. So there's a huge difference in, well, one thing you might not observe if you're new to all this reselling things is the dynamic of the different type of customer that are on these websites like eBay or any of those eBay type places, or an app-based thing like Poshmark. Those essentially are 2 totally different clients. Like there's a small number of people that cross those lines. I mean, it's normally going to be the really younger crowd. The older people they're like cab services. They want the cab. They don't want Uber, right? So they prefer eBay to Poshmark. And so the customers are totally different. So one of the things that I do is, the customers are different, the buyers are different. So I actually source off of eBay. I would take some off of eBay that I source and sell it on a site like Poshmark or like Tradesy, because what sells for $10 on eBay is going to sell for $80 on like, you want me to show you something like I just got? Or?
Show me anything.
Okay, so
good. These
are TVs. TV is a really high. I mean, you see that's super quality. This shoe costs I think $425. You can actually, it's in my Poshmark, so it's either $418 retail. It's brand new. It has the dust bag and everything. Didn't have a box. Sometimes that happens, but they're brand new, never used. I mean, and I paid $20 for them. Now I didn't pay $1 for them like I would at the bins, but I paid $20. I'm gonna at least make $100 on this one shoe.
Oh my gosh! So, wow. I mean,
buy something off of eBay, and then you can go to like Tradesy. Tradesy is a big designer website. I like it. A lot of people will tell you it takes too long to get your money. Well, if you are pulling your money out, you know, once a month or twice a month, then you're not so worried about, you know, how, you know, your money coming and being late. Because Tradesy can take up to 21 days to get your money credited to you once it goes through all its channels, because they're a high-end website, and they want to make sure that once a client gets their item that everything's cool, everything's authenticated. And I've actually never had I've sold over 2,000 items on Tradesy, and I've never had a return ever. I don't know what they do with their returns. Yeah, people can make returns, but I don't know where they go, and it's never affected me, so I don't really care. So I love Tradesy because I can do something like this, spend $20 and make up to $200. The last one of these sold for almost $250. I paid $20. So,
and the funny thing is so everybody, even including myself, you know, we think, oh, we only sell on eBay, but you're buying on eBay to resell.
I buy, and of course I buy with a non-selling account, right? Like, duh. Yes. I have an account that is kind of like in between, and I watch a lot of stuff, and sometimes I don't have time to switch over, so I don't mind buying things from like Seattle Goodwill or something, because they, you know. Oh, and one thing, let me mention another thing. When you're buying online, the number one thing I can tell you is to stick to a company or people that you have the opportunity to go pick up locally, because for me to get these shoes shipped to me would have cost me $15. Instead, if I go pick them up, it's free. So it's always good to source in your area, even if it is eBay. If you have a way of, like, for me, I mean, I could not have over $200 every other day for shipping if I did that. So try to find, eBay has where you can toggle like where you want to look for stuff. So you can actually, I think it's on the left-hand side, you can actually like whittle it down to your specific zip code, and you can find things in your areas that you can locally pick up. And that's like the number one thing that's important to me. I do buy from like the Salvation Army on eBay, but I think they're catching on a little bit because, you know, it's getting kind of expensive on there, so I don't really buy from them anymore. But I even buy from a just like a regular old seller that I got these. Let me see.
Do you have, can you give us like a list of a few sites that you use to buy stuff on?
Well, I buy off of Vinted and eBay, and I never sourced on Poshmark. I've got too many stores on Poshmark. You know what I'm saying? Like the sharing and all that stuff. I mean, two of them stores need air, you know? So it's like, you know, it's hard to, you know, I have over 100,000 followers, but I'm looking to get up in the 500,000 club by next year. So I think I could do it. I got 100,000 followers this year. In a year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I have 2,500 followers.
I'll share your closet. 100,000 people will see it.
No, that's the power of like communities, you know, getting to know people, and, you know, the overall like love in this reselling community is abundant. And I was going to ask you too, I know we're getting out of time here, but your wealth of knowledge. And I asked this question because I kind of want people that's in chat that's new, possibly to reselling or hasn't heard any of these. What's a few, maybe 4 or 5 favorite resellers that you like watching on YouTube and or Instagram? Like, give us a list of people that you really enjoy.
Okay. I like she spells it the Queen of Thrift with THEE. I really love her. She reminds me a lot of myself, like younger in the game when I was first getting started. So I love watching her because it's like I'm watching myself. But not only that, she really does show her ups and downs. Oh, I'm having trouble. I need to eat chocolate today, and I don't want to eat chocolate because I'm gonna gain more weight. And I don't. So I love her, like just how she motivates you just by being a regular, everyday, relatable person. So I love watching her. I love seeing her hauls and the things that she gets and her progress. Look, I got eBay. I'm missing money, y'all, just for y'all. Woo, got away. 10 assorted designer Coach handbag lot. Ooh, let me wipe my tears. I don't even want to know how it was like 15 purses. I'm like, I'm on it. Okay, so anyway. Ooh, I just forget it. It's gonna be some more.
These 60 people love watching you. So
thank you, guys. I love you too. I can't even see you guys, but I love you.
Yeah, we have one statement's like, we need to stay on longer. Don't worry about the time. Now I know Nicole is obviously, you guys all know
Nicole State. We're becoming, really good friends. We're actually going, me, Kayla, which is Hazel Hearts Vintage, and Denali El Ducho, ELDUCHO. We've all kind of gotten close, and if you want to travel together, that's like a wonderful relationship forming. I think they're just women that I wish I had around me all my life, because they're all doing something with their lives. And like I was telling them, my favorite thing about them is like, we're like, oh, we want to go to Colorado. Oh yeah, what's it gonna be for a place? Oh, I found this place. Boom, boom, bam. We're going there by tomorrow. I'm like, dang, I like y'all boss bitches. Like everybody that from my town is like, yeah, let's go to Hawaii. Okay, well, let's get thinking about, oh girl, I'll be in jail in June. So, I won't be able to accompany you on that magnificent, you just get so tired of people that just can't do nothing. They just, so that's why I work hard too, is so that I can, if I just get like, because I'm that way, I'll just be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Greece for a couple of days, come back, chill, I'm just that way.
Hazel Hearts Vintage. I met her once in person, and she is the most kindest soul. It was incredible.
Like, oh, so good.
Yeah, and she's such. I stole a little tip from her. It was the Vintage Guild. I learned that website from her a while back, and just extremely humble person. It's really, really cool. Nicole is too. They're both amazing. Do you have any other on the list that you want to share?
Well, my bestest friend in Seattle, as far as she's not really involved in social media, but she's getting up there, is Thriftzilla. So it's Thrift_Zilla. She's really quirky and fun, and I love watching her, cat adventures, and she loves, one thing I like about her is, if you need to laugh sometimes, she loves taking pictures of awkward things that she finds in the bins. So that's pretty cool. Tune into her, you might see some crazy thing from the bin. I found a license to fart card one time. I think that's on my Instagram. I tried to track the guy down, and I think they said he was dead, but
Oh, that's there's some crazy stuff. Like I'm trying to think of something crazy that I found.
Look him up on Instagram. You can go to my Instagram. They're like, yeah, it says he died in 1980 something. I'm like, damn, I can't tell you nothing about me. Not where I'm from, not where I've been. You're going to have my credit report, my blood type, where I done been in life. I just can't give some people information. They just too good. I said, Lord, they actually looked him up. So anyways, he's deceased. But he went out with a license to fart. So you
can't go out any better than that. So what have you brought us just for your haul? Because this is the best part of the video, guys. This is where I have our amazing guests bring some items that they can show you that they thrifted. So bless us with your presence here. Show us what you got.
Well, Okay. So you've seen those. Those are this is an internet buy for me. So let's see. Here's another internet buy. I paid $11 for these. These are fry boots. They're worth almost $500. So paid $11 for them on eBay. So that's another online source. And I wouldn't pick those up, so it didn't cost me anything. Here's another online buy. I paid $30 for it. It's selling on Tradesy. It's a Kate Spade bag. That's a little Kate Spade logo. It's huge. It's like, so it can be a tote or a cross bag. So I paid $30 and it's selling for like $239 at the lowest. So that's probably a $200 profit. Well, it'd be like $180 because fees, right? Because fees. Yep. Got to remember those. So now I'm going to show you some stuff that I got at the bins. So we have these lovely Prada shoes. They're in pretty much mint condition. Got some kind of wear on the bottom, but these are 100% the real thing. Seattle blesses you.
Seattle's got some good stuff. There's a lot of rich areas in Seattle. I've been told the bins there are pretty good.
It can get really dry though. It can just get really, really dry. Like, so one of my favorite stores that I love is Swarovski. I don't know, and it actually does really, really well. This particular bracelet, it was still in the box, and it has the little shield with the price tag on the back. $385 for this. Wow. And I paid $12 for it. So that was a in the store purchase, inside of a Goodwill, I think. I think that Goodwill is kind of slipping a little bit. And then of course, you know, you always have your Tory Burches. I brought these because they are real, but if you look at them, they're not in that good condition. But I'll still get $60 out of these, believe it or not. And I paid $1.
We have a cool statement in chat. RV says, this woman would be such an amazing neighbor for so many reasons. And I would have to agree. If I would be your eBay neighbor and I'd go over and ask you questions all the time.
Hey, I'll be answering them because I like love people. I love when someone like, you know, wants to learn about something, because I feel like if I'm giving you information, then you're actually going to take it and do something with it. I hate when somebody just sees your life and they're like, dang, girl, you're always traveling and everything looks so fabulous, because I have a personal Instagram too. You might be able to find it if you search my friends on my Instagram. You'll be able to find it. So everybody looks at my life and they're like, what in the world? How do you do this? And they're like, I want to do that. But then you start telling them what you do and they're like, oh, I got to go to work Monday. And you're like, I already can't talk to you.
I already can't talk.
Girl, you talk about going to work. We don't work. We hustle. What are you talking about? You're in the wrong mind frame. So when people are ready, that's when you're like, okay, yeah, I don't mind telling you anything, because I source in Seattle for it's not going to hurt me any. And I bet you're not going to bring your ass over here to this island to source every day. So I'm not worried about telling you where I source, because I can't get to it every day and neither can you. So, you know, it's me telling you where I source doesn't affect my money. And I know a lot of people, it does, because, you know, you find those honey holes, but it's like 80 other people's honey hole too. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You're not the only one. So that's how I go about life. I'll tell you anything where I'm getting, it doesn't matter to me, because I want to see you win too. If you got it, then you're going to do good with it. But how many people are you going to give them some game and they actually take it and do something with it? It's not as many as you think.
Very small. And I love like the fact that I already know that you're the type that like wants to lift people up. And I think it makes your game better when you do that. You know, you're not envy of people. You just want to lift people up. And I think that's really, really cool. We need a lot more of those.
Yeah, I've tried. That's why I came in and I'm like, oh, I do all these sales on eBay. I'm kind of like a creeper. I'm watching everybody, seeing what they're doing, you know, and, you know, I'm very thankful for the people I've met, but I'm sure people are curious, you know, it ain't real till you snap a picture of it, you know, but there's Photoshop, people, come on. So, you know,
there is.
If I really want to throw some numbers up there, honey, I was in art school. We had a whole season of Photoshop, okay? I could put your head on your mama's head and make it look real, okay? So, you know.
Do you, guys, I saw recently she was hanging out with Nicole, and I think Mighty Mushroom was there, right? Corey, was
Yes,
Corey there?
yes, and Reezy was
So
there too.
Reezy was there.
Reezy was there,
So
yeah.
really,
I
really
mean,
cool.
we name dropping now. Reezy was there, Nicole was there, 10K on the Bay was there. We was all there.
Reezy's an amazing guy too, guys. Like if you ever need somebody that's in that Amazon game, he does a little bit of eBay, but I am only on Amazon because of Reezy, and it's incredible that I can. And this was back when I had, I think, like 200 followers or 300 followers on Instagram. Now I'm approaching 11,000 now, but I mean, can you imagine? Like I was just a small guy messaging Reezy, you
I
know?
think I like came in like in the middle of your come up. And
Mhm.
then all of a sudden, bam, 13,000. I was like, what? When did this? I saw it when it was 3. When did this happen? I want to know. Who should I talk to? Where should I go?
Guys, follow her on Instagram, and I am going to make sure that she starts YouTube. I think she's got such an infectious, like really awesome personality. And I was telling you,
cry, stop it.
You need to
stop. We cry easy.
Hey, everybody in chat, let her know that she needs to start a YouTube channel. I know this is not the last time that you guys want to see her and talk with her because she's got an amazing personality. I would love to see your day to day and just everything. I would watch it. I'd binge watch it. I promise you.
Nice.
And everybody's in chat says neutral. Hey everybody. Hey Key Lime. Kisses. She's cool too. So
even though I'm sorry for you, I'm gonna grab some of them, give them back. All the people.
Now, do you? I want to be respectful of your time, but I got a couple more questions. Oh my gosh, this chat's blowing up. Yes to YouTube. Yes, YouTube. Yes, do it. Cindy Barry says yes. Key Lime says start a YouTube. And we have Ecom, YouTube for sure. Yes. Yes. After you get done filming this, go back and watch chat. There's so much love in here for you. Nice. We have another. Yes, she is amazing. Best interview ever. We have start up another hustle. You would be great. Yes, YouTube is a hustle, but it's fulfilling.
I'm gonna be buying houses next. That's one of my goals for this year is to bring in $500,000. So we'll see.
That's amazing. That I would love. You're talking to I love salmon fishing. I bet there's a lot of fishing on that island. I mean, every island has fishing, right?
Salmon fishing too. There's a lot of that. I think, is it the season? Yeah, it just was a month and a half ago. The salmon season started.
Yep, I love taking cruises too. We went to Alaska last year and took a princess cruise, and then we went to Mexico the year before. So
I bet you that's awesome. I always want to go on an Alaska cruise. I'm taking my kids on that Symphony of the Seas, the new boat that it has like it can hold like 6,900 people. I think it is.
And guys, a little tip on cruising because I took a few. So what you don't realize is, yes, cruise ships can be expensive. The initial cost of it is, right? Unless I guess you get like an in cabin or something.
You put $250 down usually any cruise.
Yeah.
You can do a payment plan because I'm sure doing a payment plan. You know, I don't know. You know, I might have to pull out, bounce, or anything. It's harder to get your money back than it is to get, you know what I'm saying? They make it hard.
Moonlight says amazing woman with an amazing amount of knowledge. That is correct. But payment plan, guys, I know Princess Cruises, they don't run your credit at all. And sometimes they have it where it's free down payments where you don't have to put anything down. And then you can pay whatever you want monthly. The only caveat is you have to have it paid up 45 days before the cruise. But you can book 2 years in advance.
Mm-hmm.
So
we booked one spring break of 2019. I paid a little bit over $700, but there's 3 of us. So, you know, that's not bad at all. And then I have, you know, a payment every month or whatever. And I could have just threw them the $5,000, but you know, like I like to space it out. I like having bills. You know, when that eBay bill come in, I'm like, yes, because that means you made some money, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm the only person that feels like that. You like $3,000 in fees. God damn, I must have made some money. Or am I the only one thinking that?
Well, because you're a kind soul, and you're like you see the positive. The first time I got that $1,000 bill, I was like, oh, but then, like you said, that means you sold a lot.
Yeah, so. I actually in the past 4 or 5 months I've been paying probably every day. I send a payment, every day. That way I don't have to be like, I used to like wait to the end of the month, but I've gotten really good about paying it maybe during the week or every other day, or, just so I don't have to see it. And it's never painful, so.
And you guys can pay it. Do you think this new payment system is going to do it automatically when each item sells?
I don't know. I think whatever the payment system is, I think that they'll keep it at least comparable or better. I mean, why change if you're not going to get better? So something about this new system is better. And I think anything's better than PayPal, but all the negativity that has been thrown at the sellers, especially, I feel like, we could really use something new. Of course, after that big court case happened about 6 or 7 years ago, PayPal was sued and, everybody got a little cut and you couldn't come after them anymore. I don't know if you guys remember that, but, I got some money. Did y'all get some money? I get them. Okay. Well, anyway, they basically had you sign some stuff saying, any wrongdoing we did to you, because we did you wrong, you can't sue us later. So they had this huge lawsuit that everybody got in. And so after that, the customer service got better. Like the people that you would get on the phone were like, I don't know if they were like from South Central or what. You get on there and they'd be like, yeah, well, it's not my problem. Yeah, well, I got your money. What you gonna do about it? I'm like, these people are like gangsters. I'm like, people are is PayPal hiring here? Because usually the customers got the upper hand, and you're talking to them like, this is my money, and I want my money, and they're like, no, bitch, we have your account frozen. You can't do nothing, and you're like in the corner, balled up like a baby, and it's a sad thing. So I'm looking forward to. Just because all the bad juju. I'm like one of those juju people, just PayPal just did me real wrong. So, I'm ready for something new. And so I think it'll be better. I'd like to look at the positive side. I think it'll be better. Has to be, right? Who makes decisions as a business to go get worse? I don't know.
Barry said, is PayPal completely going away? And they're just going to offer it probably as a secondary. I don't think it's going away anytime soon. All right. So, guys, a few more minutes in chat. Please put any questions you have so I can ask this amazing woman these awesome questions. And we'll stay on here for another 6 to 8 minutes here. So if you guys have any questions, put them in chat. And before
I'm starting up Amazon.
Whoa!
If Reezy does his little, I'm gonna hop in there and I'm gonna do that little mentorship thing. Y'all should too, because I wanna know about this Amazon thing because I love buying in bulk. I buy in bulk all the time. So I mean,
are you doing wholesale at all?
Huh?
Are you buying a lot of wholesale?
Yeah, I get wholesale. Yeah, all the time.
Yep.
I bought $500 in wholesale stuff today, and about $200 of eBay stuff. I bought some shoes on eBay today. They're $50 and they're worth $900. So.
Oh my gosh! And we have Cindy asked, any employees or help?
I don't have any employees. That's why I stay up to almost 5 every morning. But my best friend is coming to help me on weekends starting in May. And I also have someone working in the store all summer because my kids come and I can't, be at the store, and I have several trips. We got eBay open. I've got to take my kids back to Texas a couple of times. We're going on a cruise possibly. So I can't be in the store all summer. So I will have at least, I think, contractors. I don't think I want employees and want to have to add more weight on myself. But I think in 2 or 3 years, I will definitely have employees that I feel like I can delegate to, because my problem is delegating. Like I know if I do it, it's going to get done. If I bring someone else in and I try to teach them what I know and I want them to do it, it could affect my money, and I don't want anything to affect my money. So for the most part, I've just stayed by myself, but absolutely I know that my life and my money would grow exponentially if I had help, for sure. I mean, if you want to go far, get help, you know?
And are you a big coffee or Red Bull drinker? I mean, how do you stay?
I don't drink coffee. I'm actually allergic to it. I have oral allergy syndrome. I carry an EpiPen. I cannot have so many things that everybody can have: avocado, peanuts, stuff like that. Or I die, sort of, if I don't have the pen, which I always have. But I have progressive allergies. So it's like, if I eat 1 peanut, I won't die. But if I eat 50, probably, it's like, the more I eat, the worse it gets. So I get warnings, before, the throat kind of.
Can you?
I'm just saying.
Oh my
I go
gosh.
to foreign countries and they pull out conch, and I'm like, am I allergic to conch? Am I
You
you know what conch is, right? There's a joke in there. I don't.
yeah. All I can say, you're so lighthearted about it.
I'm just saying, like
Uh,
all my friends know how to use it around me. They're like, when a new friend gets introduced, they're like, you know about her EpiPen, right? And I'm like, you guys know I've had this for 15 years and never had to use it. Okay, you know this, right?
oh,
I did go to the hospital a couple of times for breathing treatments because I'm always scared that if I stab myself, I'm gonna have some kind of reaction to the epinephrine. So I've had some close calls. I was eating a Kind bar, and there was something inside of the Kind bar that I was allergic to, and I just kept eating it. And I was on my way from Portland, and so I drove straight to the hospital because I was freaking out and my heart was racing and stuff. And they were like, "Your oxygen is low. How did you drive here?" And I was like, "I'm trying not to die and trying not to get an ambulance bill. Work with me here." So they kind of saved me a little bit, gave me some super Benadryl, and I stayed for like 12 hours, and I was cool.
It's got to be a little scary in your standpoint. Like if you have that issue, trying new food, like that's got to be scary. Can you imagine, like, what you can eat, right? But
not knowing,
not knowing. I mean, how do you go to nice restaurants? Like, how do you like if you went like on that trip with Nicole, like, did you guys go out to eat or anything? Like,
no, we're going, but I can eat a lot of stuff. Once you cook something, it cooks a lot of the protein. I think it's an IG3 protein, and so IG3 and IG3 2 or something like that. And once something is cooked, a lot of the proteins and the good stuff gets cooked out of the food, and so I'm less allergic to it. Just like I can actually eat roasted cashews that have all that salt in them, like Planters. I can eat those, but if they're raw, I can't eat them. So that just goes to show you how much nutrients is being cooked outside of it. eBay, what you want? What I done missed now? New bids. Okay, I thought.
Oh, are you bidding or?
I am bidding. I'm bidding, but it told me some new items were loaded from somebody I buy from, and that I had 2 new bids. So.
Do you do buy it nows or most, like, how's that structured?
Oh, that's the thing. So when you're looking for stuff to sell online, you want to look for auctions. Buy it nows aren't really going to get you anywhere. I mean, why would I do a buy it now for $12.99? I'm not going to do it, right? So you're going to have to go through, all the hard work of going through the auctions, finding brands that sell well for you, and just go through the auctions. You'd be surprised how someone in Seattle, we get Gucci, Prada, Fendi, Kate Spade, Anthropology. Really, we don't mind letting that go. Lulu, we don't mind letting it go, right? Because, I mean, I got Lily Pulitzer, 100. I got a Burberry scarf here. I paid $1 for the scarf, and it has cookie on it. I'm listing it tonight for auction because I know Burberry scarves in auction. I paid $100 for a new Burberry scarf. Still has the tags on it, but I'm gonna put it in my store, and I'm just gonna put a sticker on it, and I'm gonna sell it for the same thing. There's on the tag. This is Orchis. I'm about to get that money about this scarf. So I bought like 3 beautiful, colorful scarves and Burberry, Kate Spade, and I think the other one's Louis Vuitton. I just love putting new stuff in my store, giving people the ability to have some designer things, but maybe not have to go to the city to get them. I got these at the bins too. These are Burberry. I mean, check these out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, these are Burberry. So these will sell for $100. If I put these on eBay on auction, these will do at least $100. Probably $120.
So I'm right now, everybody's asking for your Instagram information. So I am literally getting your Instagram information.
I try not to be too boring.
Give us a few other nuggets while I'm doing this.
I'm evolving. What do you want to know? Like,
I want to know, how are you so amazing?
Diamonds.
How are you so amazing? That's what we all want to know.
I don't know. I guess part of it is not knowing because I don't think I'm too special. I work hard and I try to do good by people. I'm very motivated to make my life better. I came from literally nothing in the bottom, and I've had even worse things happen to me than I told you about. So it's really, really important to me that I not be a victim of this life because I'm a very spiritual person, and I came here on this planet. Everybody comes to this planet for a different reason, and I came here to be happy and to experience life because I feel like any other experience I may have had before, maybe I wasn't happy. And so this life, it has really, I was like born with a lot of love, and I'm a hugger. As soon as I meet people, I hug you, because, handshakes, first of all, I don't want to touch your hand. I don't know what you did with your hand. But second of all, I just want to feel your energy and give you a hug. That's a Southern thing probably. But I just take life day by day and I try to enjoy every day because no day is promised to us, no matter what religion you're in. I'm not religious, but if you're religious or you're not religious, everybody knows tomorrow could be like your last day. And so I want to make sure that every day I'm living, I'm becoming a better person. I'm making a positive imprint on other people, and I'm helping people to become a better version of themselves and helping people with creativity and better hustles, how to do better. I love seeing someone that was struggling to keep their lights on and now they're like buying cars. I mean, that feels so great, like to be able, and then they can teach somebody, and then they can teach somebody. Having freedom and independence in this life is very important because the structure of our society used to be like in the 60s. It used to be you could sustain a family on one income, but now you basically have to have two people or an amazing job like being resellers, to fill that void. Women want to stay home with their kids and they want to have fun with their families again, and I know that I love to travel. I've been traveling since I was in high school. I was in German club, Spanish club, and French club. I went to all of them continents, okay? Because I wanted to meet different people and get a different perspective. I knew that if I could get some different, once I went to Germany, I went there 1 year and I was like, oh, these people are way different. And is that woman in the air with no clothes on? Yeah, Germany totally like, my mind was like, what? I'm like 14 and they're drinking, and everybody's having a good time partying. And I'm like from Arkansas, like timid little wet dog, and by the time I left Germany, I was like, woo! Like I was like, I came back and I'm like, took my glasses off. Woo, what we doing tomorrow? What we drinking? What we
Timid little wet dog. That's so funny.
Yeah. It was just like, it was just so crazy to see how naive I was and all the things that I didn't know and all the different opinions that people had that weren't like the same. Because in my town, it's like everybody goes to church on Sunday, go to school, you go to college, you ain't got no choice. If you don't go to college, you're crap. Your family disowning you. Well, even though none of them went to college, but you gotta go to college. I don't even know what's up with that. But
so we have another statement. It says, Wade's Ventures, do not let her leave this interview without a signature on the dotted line that she promises to start a YouTube channel. Key lime kisses.
Signed in my air signature. Air love. I can do it backwards too.
So quick question, and then we'll let you go here soon. Literally, we've been on for an hour and a half, and I would love to be on 3 hours, but I
got some quinoa and chicken to cook. I'm like,
yes. So so a lot of people that join Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, they email me, hey Wade, I want to join your interview, but I'm just not ready yet. They get nervous. They're just not ready probably because of the nerves of just going online. We've got 60 people and we had 70 people watching at one point, right? And that takes a toll. But what would you say to those people? Like what inspiration do you have, or what information that you can give? Because we message each other, and you came live, right? But for some people, it's got to be hard. So give us what can you say to those people that want to come but are too nervous to join?
I would say it's just like you're FaceTiming someone. Like, I can see you, but it's like it's just me and you in the room. The only feedback or relay I have, the only knowledge I have that there are other people in the room is coming from you. And it's almost like nobody else is looking at me, like because I can only see you. So you can just, psychologically trick yourself like I'm doing. You'll be great. Cause honey, I got like major stage fright. Like I can sing, but I'm not going on the stage and singing. So because I can see all the people and it's like, but I think an advantage of being on here is like you can't see. It's just you and me and all of you guys too. But it doesn't feel like, like people are staring at me. It just feels like I'm relaxing, FaceTime and Wade. He got a bunch of plastic stuff behind him with some clothes in the back. It's just, it's just fun, And then you're relaying to me all the wonderful comments from the people. And what you want to say? I see you want to say something.
Yeah, well, I'm wondering what's going to happen here, but Kelly, by the way, who is fantastic in her own right, like she actually reminds me a little bit about you. Like Kelly, she's those of you who don't know, I'm sure all you guys do. She's got an amazing blogging YouTube channel. You guys should check it out. But she's also a part of Ryan and Allie Rally Roots, this team. They're in Florida, and she says right here, sing for us.
Okay. What do you want me to sing?
I don't know. Sing something. We have got 2 more minutes.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm kind of like a soul singer. So like Joss Stone or Erykah Badu or something like that. Let me take a drink of water. Take a drink,
Take a drink of water. Yeah, I can sing too, guys. But I'm going to spare you guys tonight.
Okay, let's see. You don't have to make your mind up. I just want to spend some time with you, if that's all right. Oh, okay. Anyways.
Boom. Voice of an angel.
I've got a little cough right now, so I wasn't able to do like I wanted to.
Oh, voice of an angel. These guys, come on now. This is you only get this on Wade's live, interviews. It's just incredible.
And you're an awesome person too. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to come and talk to your peeps. Those are your peeps, and I kind of feel like I'm part of the peeps now. So
you absolutely should. And I appreciate it, guys. Make sure you smash that like button below the video. That way, this gets out to many more people in the YouTube world. And I'm going to do a post on Instagram and shout her out on after this. Hopefully we can blow up her phone, guys. Make sure everybody follows her on Instagram. And then also, I know she doesn't have a YouTube channel, but I'm going to link her YouTube in the description below. I highly recommend you guys subscribe, show her the love, and maybe we can get a ton of people her way, and she will then start a YouTube channel because we did get the signature. And
yes.
You're a woman of your word.
Signatures are binding, okay? I know this, so I'm all in.
Yes, so I know I'll binge watch her, and you've got an amazing personality. I told you this before the show. I really humbly hope you start one. That being said, any last words before we cut it off?
I love everyone. Thank you for coming and chatting with me. I wish you much success and prosperity. My life is crazy, but if you ever have a question on Instagram, for some of you guys that are new, I pretty much reply it depends on if I'm sick or not, because I've been sick, but I'm usually 2 minutes later. So it pops up and I respond. So my life is still kind of slow right now. Once you start getting more people, it gets harder. But right now, not many people know me. So come on, ask me some questions. And I'd love to chat with you and give you some tips and tricks if you need.
Go cook that key lime, or what is it? What are you making?
Quinoa.
Quinoa.
Chop up some red and green bell peppers and some onion and some olive oil and cook the quinoa. Put it all together.
Just stay away from the peanuts.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
No peanuts.
Tomorrow, another amazing guest, and I will bring her back and do the Brady Bunch style here very shortly, so you guys can see a peek into her life a month later. I hope she does some YouTube before then. Thank you so much for joining.
What should I start? Should I do a haul or something? But then wouldn't be fair. I got like 3,000 things. So, you know, what am I hauling really?
You know, and honestly, if you want to do a haul, like just come back on my channel. I will mute myself and work, and I'll let you do the haul, because that's how much these people love you. You should see chat. Watch it after this is rerun.
Nice.
It's amazing.
Awesome.
So, all right, guys. This is Wade's Ventures. Hit the like, subscribe. Much love.
Bye.